Not sure if anybody would be interested in this. I am super into the Canopy Sling, but of course was not able to get one. I even was at Worlds and they didn't have them there and missed the online sales, so I've been trying to figure out how to make one myself. I've made a handful without ever seeing one or seeing other pictures besides what's on their site. I kind of worked out what I think is mostly going on. Pull tab to tighten it. This kind of releases the tension. It did look like they had more than one layer sewed in here. That kind of reinforces the webbing so it doesn't buckle on itself. And of course they've got this clip on there. Ignore the grommet and the other thing in here. That's for my second generation. So I think that's mostly what they've got. So I don't know if anybody has one and can confirm that that's basically what the Canopy Sling is. That'd be cool. I've got a couple other things that I've added to mine to try and make it a little bit more useful. Also aesthetically, I just have a few things that I didn't love that much. So first things first, again, if this is how theirs is made, I don't know what webbing theirs is made out of, so I don't know if mine is more rigid or less rigid than theirs. But one of the things that I actually did have happen a couple times, this was actually a really easy to use, and it loosened it up. So I actually had a yo-yo fall out one time because you could do this totally single-handed, which I think is great, except I wasn't holding onto the yo-yo, so as soon as I loosened it, it fell out. So I determined for myself that I didn't necessarily care that this was one-handed pull. I figured I'd more than likely want to hold the yo-yo anyway. So there's another type of ladder lock that just has a pin here. I don't have any of those, so I just drilled this hole, put a little zipper pull on it. So now after you tighten it up, you have to hold the yo-yo to provide resistance. But again, just as easy as that, it still loosens it up and relaxes it. So still holds just as tight. Personally, aesthetically, I like that look a little bit more. There are other types of clips, these like triangle D-rings with holes in them, that you could also put that on if you like their design, and still do like a smaller pull. I like this kind of adds like a texture element to the holder itself. So instead of two big rings made out of the webbing, you get a different material, different shape, different structure. So I kind of liked that more, but that makes it a little bit more low profile. Then the other thing that immediately struck me was I do like this clip. I like the look of it, but I kind of thought that being able to put a couple of holsters together, especially if you're into 2A or 3A, like being able to carry two yo-yos at the same time using this holster design. There are these G clips, so it's still a carabiner, still can clip on and kind of hold on to things, but it's designed to interact with webbing. I have yet to make a successful version of that, so this has a place for it in the back where a second one could clip in. It's obviously not a good place for it to be there, so I need to move it up so that this can clip into the back here and a second yo-yo could dangle off the back. And then the last thing that I've done, I've been into 2A recently, as well as playing a little bit more responsive, and I just really like the aesthetic of this, so I went ahead and figured out how to make it hold a 2A yo-yo as well. So that's all this little band is in here for, that feeds out the back. So just make sure that that is on the front side of the yo-yo, and then I'll show some clips in here. You just snug that up and tighten it, and it will lock the yo-yo in place and keep it 2A or responsive, like a narrow gap yo-yo in this holster as well. And like I said, then if I can figure out how to get them to hang together, then you'd be able to carry two of your loopers or your 3A yo-yos together. This is pretty much a finished design as far as this is concerned. I have all of the measurements and my plan like templates all made out. So if anybody's interested in this, I'm happy to send that information to you, or to make a video if people are interested in it. Hopefully that doesn't upset anybody. definitely don't want to step on any toes. If I could buy a Canopy Sling, I would still buy a Canopy Sling, even if I was making these adjustments to them. Definitely not going to sell these unless Canopy gave me express permission to do that. But if they're interested in any of these modifications or any of that, awesome, please take it and put it on yours. And same thing, if anybody has any other suggestions or anything they recommend I should try, please let me know. Thanks.